Hi guys. Hi guys. So today we are going to discuss about creating entities from the tables. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the ER diagram that we talked of. Basically, again, we are like just to say that the main module, the main product I'm trying to create is the task tracker. The plan is to have three modules: the task record manager, the authentication manager, the session manager. Okay, so the task record keeper has this ER diagram as you can see. Okay, so we have discussed this. Now we also have created the relevant tables out here. Now today we are going to create the entities from these tables. Of course, I will show you a small hack for this. But for that, I mean, of course, you can create the entities manually. But instead of doing manually, I don't like manually. So I will use tools, some shortcuts. I think that would help a lot in many people. I needed these plugins, so this is very important. These four plugins I needed. These first three are for the JPA support, and I mean basically it enables you to create JPA projects. And the last one is a MySQL. MySQL is a dependency plugin by which you can create connectors to MySQL for Eclipse. Okay, because this is required again for the JPA project to access MySQL. So I will create that connection and I will make Eclipse create entities from the tables. So those are the plugins. Now I am going to create a new JPA project as we have discussed. New other, this JPA project is already selected, so new JPA. What shall I write? I will write a sample JPA project, or I should write dummy because it is. I'll use this project as a dummy, and copy this DTOs, the beans that I create or the entities that I create into the Spring Task Record Keeper. This one, this module. So so this is a dummy project I'm going to use. Okay, so the JPA version, you can see this default configuration. You keep it like as is. Do next and next. Now over here is this is important. By default user library comes, you have to disable library configuration. That means configuration of class path, jars and everything. Since this is a dummy, and we can do things manually and we just need the entities, right? So for that reason you just disable it because you don't need the jars, relevant jars. Okay, you can see there's a MySQL connected, but I'm not sure if it is will work. Okay, but since it is there, I'll just show you how this got created. I'll just do add connection. I'll click on MySQL. I will over here I'll give the password, the root. See, you can use any username for this case because you are just creating the entities. So I'm giving the password, and the database would be task tracker. Okay, which was his task tracker, this one. Okay, and this is going to be task tracker. Okay, now you do a test connection. Yeah, ping succeeded because it's connected. Now next you do, and once you do finish, a new will be created, a new MySQL connection. But since I already have one, I'm not going to create it. I'll stop over here and I'll just do cancel. But otherwise, you have to just click on finish and you could have got a connection. And that is how my new MySQL was created. And this is connected. Okay. I had the connection, I just clicked on it. So it's like that. So next part, I do finish. What happens is JPA project gets created. So I open perspective now. The JPA perspectives open because this is a JPA project. Okay, you can see the MySQL database connection is being shown 5.5.3. Now, what I intend to do is, as we have discussed, um, now I intend to create a JPA entities. Okay, JPA tools and generate entities from tables. Okay, new MySQL, it has probed the schema and it has got the objects. So I simply select, and you could have done select all also, but it's like this. Okay, you can see the constraints coming alive. It is directly probing and doing the connections. Then of course I do not have to do anything. Okay, key generator, this is important. This has to be identity. Okay, remember one small thing about this is all the tables have to be auto increment. These tables we are talking about, let me show you this table. You can say alter table. You see this we created as the ID, right? So it has to be auto increment. In Oracle you use sequences, and then you get the sequence and you push get the ID, you push it into the table, or you can push this the sequence dot whatever sequence you have, then dot next val you in the insert command itself. In that is in Oracle. In MySQL, it's a bit different. You don't use a sequence. You have this auto increment. You just enable it, and basically the this ID will automatically generate 1, 2, 3 like that. It will automatically generate when you insert. So the thing is, all of them have been altered to have this auto increment. Okay, auto increment is enabled. Okay, now what I intend to do. So key generator is identity for all tables. Okay, package name, I'll leave it as is because I'll be copying the classes to the relevant places. So ignore this, no changes. Okay, you can see the table, key generator identity, all of them identity. Okay, then I do finish. Now let's see what is the story model. Okay, you can see this, right? You can see all errors. Okay, because this is because the JPA related jar is not there, but I will not worry about this at all. Simple reason, I will just copy this, copied, and where is my task record keeper? Task record keeper. Okay, we have got task record keeper. Okay, I will just create a new package, uh, task record keeper dot dto. You can call these beans, you can call these entities, but I prefer to keep dto. It's just a convention. Okay, once you do this, you just paste it out here. Okay, so you have got this packages. See, everything is there, everything is the entities are created properly. Okay, now this is the strategy, my strategy of creating entities. Okay, so for microservices, this is very interesting. You create small database, you use the Eclipse, and you get your entities. You don't have to manually do. By the way, many people would like an explanation of this, so I will just tell you uh, a small thing about these things. Okay, firstly, first main framework is that these is a class, normal Java class with property. These are the properties. Okay, these are the properties. And now I'm going to talk about the annotations. JPA framework, basically what it enables you to make, like basically by using annotations, The JPA framework associates a class as an entity by using entity annotation. Uh, by address table, it understands that this class corresponds to a table. Okay, and you can give the name, otherwise it tries to understand from the name of the object, the class itself. Okay, and named query, you got a named query directly. Okay, because so Eclipse generated it. Okay, then id marks that it is a primary key. That means JPA framework understands by address id that this property is a primary key, and this primary key data gets created using a strategy generation type identity. That means when you insert, you get the primary key. Okay, and this column association, it connects like this, but then again you can see there is no column id. The reason is, let's see, okay, let's associate, this is task change note, task change node. Let's see, you can see, okay, column is reference, right? You can see there is no underscore. Other, for other cases you can see there is underscore. For this there is no underscore. So what happens is, for this case, the name is itself associated with the table. So JP understand by reference that there is a column name reference. Okay, see, what I suggest to you is to understand the convention. The JP, the Eclipse created the class, the entity, by understanding the conventions. Okay, so many to one, many to, you can see made this join column, these things are automatically created. Simply, it's simple to understand many to one because it's talking about a relationship. Because this task, you can see this is an object, this relates to this corresponds to the task table, an entry in the task table joined by task id. So this is how this JPA framework works. Associations. Okay, you could have created ORM, XML. Lot of XMLs are there, but then my preference is this. You just create a class, you have everything ready. Annotations is, I feel, good, and these things are normal, as in like setters getters of a bean. No new change. This is only the difference between normal Java class and an entity class is annotations. JPA recognize associates a class with the table using annotations. This is the story. So I think like for this is the I'm stopping over here for this part. Next I'm going to like try to create web services from here. Okay, so goodbye.